Are you curious about buying a carbon steel pan but aren't sure how to properly use, clean, and store them? Or do you already have a carbon steel pan but are having constant issues with food sticking? The egg only stuck to the wok because I was experimenting on something, I swear to God. In this video, I'm going to show you my methods, my take on how to use and maintain carbon steel pans so you can easily use them on a day-to-day basis, and see if carbon steel products are even right for you. Also, if you end up liking this video, please consider subscribing. I'll continue to upload more informational cooking content like this in the future, and I'd really appreciate the support, and hope you guys enjoy the video. So, you're serious about cooking and you got yourself a carbon steel pan. All the pros use them, you seasoned it according to the manufacturer's recommendation, and your pan is looking nice, but food is still sticking. So what's going on? I just recently bought this 10-inch made-in brand carbon steel pan from someone that thought it wasn't nonstick enough. As you can see, the seasoning looks pretty nicely done. I decided to test out this pan without doing anything to it besides giving it a little rinse with a little soap, which brings us to our number one tip. Heat control of the pan is the number one factor in food not sticking. The reason why protein-rich foods stick to pans is because they form chemical bonds with the metal of the pan, and this usually only happens with raw proteins. So the first thing I do before putting any food in my pan is preheat my pan over a low-medium heat until I see it start slightly smoking before adding more oil. The oil heats up very quickly to cooking temperature after you've preheated your pan, and you'll see that the oil moves around freely like water around the pan, and it'll also start shimmering and rippling. This should only take about 5 seconds or so. You can see an example of what oil rippling and shimmering looks like right here. Then I'll add my food. As you can see, the egg already starts sliding in the pan right in the beginning. This is a good indication that you've preheated your pan and oil enough. The reason why this method works is because the hot oil will fill in microscopic hills and valleys and caves on the pan, creating a nice smooth surface. The heat of the oil and the surrounding air will begin to start cooking the raw proteins before the food even hits the metal of the pan. And the steam created from the heat of the oil and the moisture in the food will create an outward pressure that creates a barrier from the food sticking to the pan's metal surface. If you want to rewatch, you can notice that from the time I added the egg to the time that I started sliding it around, I didn't even touch the egg once. And I was using bacon fat for this example, by the way, and butter also works really well too due to the milk solids in butter aiding in making the metal non-stick for some reason. I also want to note that food usually does initially stick to the pan in the beginning, but as the food cooks, it'll start to release itself from the pan, and it might still need some help from a good metal utensil. I don't know why that happens, but it just happens. So now that we know how to generally avoid sticking food, how do I like to store and clean my carbon steel after I cook with them, and what can you do if food does end up sticking? First of all, I usually let the pans cool down slowly on a cool surface before cleaning them. Option number 1, nothing has hardcore stuck to the pan and all that is left over is oil or a small amount of food particles. I'll just wipe it down with a paper towel, leaving a thin layer of oil on the inside cooking surface, and maybe give the outside of the pan a quick wipe, put it away, and call it good. I usually have some greased up paper towels on hand because I cook with so much carbon steel, but you can also use this cool little Japanese oil brush type thing to apply oil. This is meant for cooking takoyaki, but it's a more elegant solution than paper towels. Option number 2, if I cook something pretty saucy that leaves some stuff behind in the pan, but nothing has really stuck to the pan, I'll give the pan a thorough rinsing with hot water and maybe a little soap if I feel like it. So yes, it is okay to use soap while cleaning your carbon steel. The polymerized oil or seasoning on the pan shouldn't be all that affected by the use of mild soap and mild abrasive scrubbing. Then after the quick rinse in the water, I'll use the heat of the stove to dry out the pan. If I plan to use the pan daily or once every couple days, I'll just put it away. But if I don't plan to use the pan for a while, I'll give it a coating of oil just so no water can cause any exposed metal to rust. Even then, if any small amount of rust happens, you can just wipe it away and continue to cook with the pan as usual. And finally, option number 3, some stuff has hardcore stuck to the carbon steel for some reason. Couple options here are to deglaze the pan with some liquid while the stove is still hot, or you can soak the pan in the water for a bit and use some elbow grease to get the stuff off, or some combination of both. Then dry out the pan over the stove like usual and put it away bare or with a layer of oil. In the event that you get your hands on some heavily rusted carbon steel, or maybe you just got one second hand and want to start it anew for yourself, this is how you can nuke and re-season your pan using the stovetop method. If you've already seasoned your pan but you're having issues with uneven seasoning, then I'd just continue to cook with it and the seasoning will even out as it builds layers. At the end of the day, it's all about how that carbon steel performs, not how it looks. But of course, an even seasoning does look beautiful. Shout out to r/carbon steel for that wisdom. Anyways, take your pan, some steel wool, some barkeeper's friend, and some good old elbow grease and get to work. The high abrasiveness of the steel wool will remove layers of seasoning while the barkeeper's friend will give the metal surface a smooth polish. The goal here is to get back to the bare metal. Dry off the pan completely and put the pan over your stovetop over low-medium heat. In this first step, we're going to oxidize the bare metal surface, also known as bluing the carbon steel. This process creates a layer of black iron oxide on the metal surface, and the black iron oxide finish will give the steel a beautiful black, blue, aqua appearance. And the surface adheres well with oils and gives your carbon steel one more layer of rust resistance. If you're using a flat electric or induction cooktop, make sure to heat up your pan slowly and gradually to avoid warping the metal. This was my first time using an induction burner, so I actually accidentally warped this pan and the middle started bowing out. I let the pan cool down, and then it eventually returned back to almost flat, and I finished it off on the gas burner. Anyways, after the bluing is done and the pan has cooled down a bit, use a paper towel, dip it in some high smoking point cooking oil such as canola or peanut. Give the cooking surface of the pan a very light coating of oil, then heat up the pan over a medium heat until the oil starts polymerizing. Let the pan cool down a bit before adding more layers of oil for seasoning. I usually do about 3 to 4 layers and call it good. So if you're using a flat cooktop, you can learn from my mistakes. But if you do warp your pan, it's nothing a little hammer time won't fix. It's actually a pretty simple, primitive fix. All you have to do is take a rubber mallet and, beat that ass. Put on some hearing protection to protect your delicate ears and start hitting the spots of the skillet back into a flat shape. Use a straight edge ruler or something to help gauge the flatness, and you can also warm up the pan before doing this, and it makes the metal more pliable, which will make the process easier. Note, I actually had to go pretty hard on this pan to get it back into shape. But I've spent like half of my life beating stuff, so it wasn't too bad. If you're seasoning some brand new carbon steel, the first thing you'll want to do is take a mild abrasive, some really hot water, and soap, and scrub off the protective factory coating of oil or wax. I like to go 2 rounds of washing to be safe because making sure all of that protective coating is off will make the bluing and seasoning process quicker. Also note that I only clean the inside cooking surface of the carbon steel, and I don't really care about the handle or the outside of the carbon steel, and I haven't had any issues with it so far. Dry off the metal and follow the same seasoning process that I mentioned before. Carbon steel seasoning porn incoming. Carbon steel pans are the hallmarks of a good, functional kitchen. They last a lifetime if you maintain them properly, and they show the character of the cooks that use them. And most importantly, they sort of turn black once you use them a lot as the seasoning builds up, and I think I heard somewhere that once you go black, you never go back. Something like that. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. Join us for more recipes and cooking tips in the future, and we'll see you guys next time.